I have never played a Souls game before, until now. I have finally taken the plunge into Elden Ring, and after 6 hours, 31 minutes and 40 seconds in the lands between, this has been my experience. My first foray into a world developed by From Software has already proven to be a painful pleasure. I have been forced to learn the hard way, or many hard ways, in order to be successful in the lands between. Now, with that said, I am yet to become the Elden Ring warrior, and as such, have a long road ahead of me. A road with trial, tribulation, and most importantly, grass. With that said, my journey ahead can be summed up in one concise word: discovery. I had a few goals that I wanted to set out and achieve as I began my 3rd hour in Elden Ring. I needed to learn how to use my Ashes of War. I wanted to find out if you could sprint in the game because everything feels really slow at the moment, and I wanted to start leveling up my vigor. Now, to the seasoned vet, I can see how these goals may seem a bit small and easy, but you have to remember, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I am brand new to this style of game. With that said, after fumbling through my menu that I still do not understand, I finally figured out how to use my Ashes of War. Turns out, I had actually been using the button the whole time. Now, the next goal of mine is to figure out how to sprint. I was told by a friend of mine that you apparently can sprint in this game, even though I was convinced that you could not. And with that said, after using my strong gamer senses and high intuition, I learned that pressing my B button while mounted on Torrent would give me the speed I desired. This would also mean that holding B while on foot would also see me move with the swiftness. All right, 2 of my 3 goals have been completed. Now it is time to start fighting some enemies in the open world to get these ever so important runes. My first set of victims are this group of guards hanging out by the fire. It seems they like the fire quite a bit, so you know what? Let's send them to hell. Easy read. Now, last time I was over here, I was a bit scared to take on this rioter boy, but you know what? The Elden Ring warrior doesn't lay down for anyone. I mounted Torrent, and off to battle I went. Okay, his sword is a little bit bigger than mine, and holy shit, I can't hit the broadside of a barn. What the hell am I doing? I mean, at least he isn't hitting me back either. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Alright, I'm not gonna let one setback slow me down. We're gonna get back at this rider boy, but this time we'll leave the guards alone. I only have a date for 2, and this time I remembered to lock on. Up until this point, I had no idea how to do it, but we're figuring it out. Now, I'll tell you what I'm not figuring out. Where the hell did my sword go? I'm just swinging my arms around like I'm doing the YMCA. Jesus, I must have misclicked my sword away. All right, 3rd time's the charm. Let's try this again, but we'll take out the guards because I got plowed by multiple enemies last time, and I ain't trying to do that again. Time to lock in. We're taking this rider boy down. I need his runes. I started things off by landing a strike. I must actually have a chance this time. Okay, let's do it again, shall we? 1 guard down, Ashes of War. 1, flurry of blows. 2, now on to the rider boy. But this time, we will not ride. We must do this on foot. I wonder if my Storm Stomp can stun the horse? Yes! Admittedly, this took me way too many attempts, but I need his runes, and I actually learned a lot. I'm 1 step closer to leveling up my vigor. Time to move on. I found this old dead guy in a chair in the middle of nowhere. Let's steal his stuff. Oh, a smithing stone. Yes, please. I'm sure I can use that later. I contemplated whether or not to take on these 2 massive boys pulling the cart. Nah. As I pursue further south, I am noticing more and more guards on the main road. I wonder where I am heading. I don't want to tussle with all of them because that will spell certain death for me, but where are they all coming from? Let's keep going. I spotted a giganto crab off in the distance. Looks kind of scary, not gonna lie, but I'll keep him in mind. Oh my, yet another rider boy coming my way. Let's observe and see if I can take him. Not sure yet. Oh, hey, There's another site of grass. Let's go touch the grass. I think I have enough runes to level up my vigor now. 829 runes down and level 13 vigor. Here we are. With my newfound increased HP, I thought I'd start searching the area for interesting things. I saw this campfire glowing in the night. You know I gotta go there. Right now, I am really wondering, should I try and take on the Giganto Crab? Bro looks freaky as hell. All right, F it. Let's do it! Giganto Crab, let's dance. His massive claws are like anvils smashing my head, but I'm putting some slices into his underbelly. God damn, not enough though. His mouth spray got me weak, and bro belly flopped on me to send me to the Shadow Realm for my 24th death in the lands between. Upon my awakening once more, it's time for revenge on the Giganto Crab that killed me with his belly. I'm thinking seafood is back on the menu, boys. All right, second time wasn't so hard, I suppose. Now about that dung beetle, that's definitely got something valuable inside of it. Whoa, whoa. Yo, what the hell? 2 more Giganto Crabs? Bro, I could barely take one of them. Now we got 2? I guess I just gotta get one at a time, right? Not. Okay, now I'm a little pissed. You're telling me in order to get whatever that dung beetle has, I gotta take down 3 Giganto Crabs? All right, fine. The first one isn't too hard. I just gotta dodge his claws and his mouth spray. Not terribly difficult, as long as I can slice him and dice him. Okay, mentally preparing myself now. Gonna try and get some quick DPS on him. Nope, 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 not happening. Damn, son, I only just learned how to sprint and these Giganto Crabs are booking it. I'm not gonna lie, at this time, I don't know if I can A, take down all of these Giganto Crabs, and B, if it's even gonna be worth it in the end. After 2 more unsuccessful attempts, I came up with a new plan. Use the runes I've collected from killing the 1 Giganto Crab and level up my vigor once more. Maybe then I will have enough HP to take down all 3. Jesus, dude, it just isn't happening. All right, let's do something else. It ain't worth it. You know, what if we try and take down the rider boy that's been patrolling the main road? Yeah, let's do it. Storm Stomp. Just like that, I got some easy strikes in and down he goes. He dropped something called the Dismounter. That's funny because I just dismounted him. Honestly, I needed that easy W after taking so many L's from the Giganto Crabs. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not strong enough to wield this Dismounter. Maybe as I continue to level up, I should focus both vigor and strength. We'll see. Let's continue on south. I noticed these weird worm-looking things with purple eyes glowing towards a purple circle at Forlorn Hound Evergoal. Now, I'm no Elden Ring expert, but my spidey senses are telling me this is going to be an important place. Maybe there is a boss here? Let's take a look. Okay, yep, this is definitely a boss encounter. Looks like something straight out of Destiny. I approached the purple glow and oh shit, it's the Bloodhound Darriwil. Something is telling me this guy ain't no joke. Run! Okay, let's try and stun him. Storm Stomp. Well, that did nothing. And he did something. Damn. I wonder if the purple-eyed stone worms out here have anything to do with the boss. Maybe if I destroy them all, I can get some kind of buff for the fight? Nope. Alright, never mind. Yeah, that definitely seems like something a bit out of my league right now, I'd say. But don't worry, I'll be back. Now that I've learned some of the crucial aspects to being successful in Elden Ring, it's time I start carving my own path in the lands between. The more I look at the map, the more I am drawn towards the south. What is over there? My next plan? Find out. As Torrent and I went for a joyride, I spotted something very interesting. It looked like a column of air spiraling northward. My gamer senses are telling me that this is how I reach a higher elevation. Let's investigate. Ah, it's a spirit spring. What the hell? Let's give this a shot. Damn, that sucker sends you flying. As I was exploring my newfound elevated land, I got blasted with a bolt of blue energy. Is that magic? I have yet to encounter any sorcerers thus far. I see this as a challenge. You wanna go, magic boy? Let's go. I snuck up the rocks behind his slow cane walking ass, and I got him with a critical strike. Alright, I've had my fun. Back to my regularly scheduled program. I got back on Torrent and set off towards a bridge that is supposed to take me south? This looks interesting. It is definitely defended heavily by guards, and what looks like some form of large firing weapon that I definitely want to avoid. Not gonna lie, this looks very difficult, but I accept the challenge. The first guard was easy, but he was only the first. I confused the second guard by hiding behind a cart just to come around and get him with a critical strike. This gray boy came running after me, but come on. Do you know who I am? I'm gonna be the Elden Ring warrior. All right, I got the first line of defense taken out. Let's see who's next. Holy sh! I did not expect it to shoot fire? How the hell am I going to take these guards down? I have no defense against fire, and those blasts seem to have a good bit of range. The only thing I can try and do is run past them quickly with Torrent. Let's try it. It worked! After dodging a blast of flames, I made it to the top and took him down. Now, the only problem I have is that I have no more flasks of Crimson Tears. If I get hit, I may die here, making all the progress I just made completely pointless. Using my newly understood lock-on, I expertly navigated the battle with the remaining guards, and I successfully overtook the bridge. While this may seem like a small feat to some out there, to me, this is quite the opposite. I feel like I'm actually starting to learn vital things to help me perform better in battle and approach situations in a more advantageous way. Things like the lock-on, while it took me forever to learn, is absolutely helping me be more efficient in battle. All right, let's go touch grass. I didn't have enough runes to level up, so that means we gotta continue on our quest southward to farm some more runes. If you couldn't tell, I basically have one main objective right now. I noticed this woman sitting on a mound of rocks right off the path southward. I'm going to assume she will help propel my story forward. I can certainly say I wasn't expecting her to be blind, but I suppose that isn't exactly out of the realm of possibility here in the lands between. She said her name is Irina and is on the run from a castle further south. It sounds like there are some wolves or creatures of the like that are running wild at the castle. Interesting. I decided to continue my trek southward, and right away, I saw this absolute massive boy off in the distance. Probably want to avoid them right now, at least until I figure out what's going on over here. I also think I have figured out what Irina meant about the howling. We've got some creepy looking dog wolf things out here. I took a few of them down, but I am still unsure how to go about approaching this area. Do I turn back? Do I try and kill all of them? Do I only kill as many as I need to move forward? I think no matter what, I will leave the massive boy alone and perhaps just try and take out as many of the smaller enemies as possible. As I approached this group, I noticed they look really odd. Almost like a combination of a dog and a humanoid? What the hell are you? I drew one away from their group and used Storm Stomp to get the party started, making quick work of the weird boy. It seems like they are a bit preoccupied by whatever they are killing or eating, so they were actually very easy to take down. As I thought about it more, I think the risk versus reward to fighting the massive boy just isn't worth it right now. My plan is now to continue south and try and find some grass so I can level up my vigor. On the way, I found a dung beetle that was hiding an ash of war. Interesting. This one is called Mighty Shot and is used on a bow. Now, I don't have a bow right now, so I can't exactly use it, but I will definitely keep that in mind for the future. I saw fire off in the distance. It might be a group of guards. I should be careful. Now, thankfully, there is a sight of grass just ahead. Time to go level up my vigor. I slowly approached the man at the fire, but it doesn't actually look like a guard. Ah, it's a merchant. I noticed that my golden runes were actually worth a decent amount of runes, and it got me thinking. I don't actually know what those golden runes are. I don't want to sell them just yet. I feel like there is more to them that I just don't quite yet understand. All right, time to start exploring. As Torrent and I went up the hill, I noticed a very interesting gathering of creatures surrounding a shocky purple orb. Definitely gonna come back to that later. I found this statue of somebody who definitely needs to see a chiropractor. Then I saw another dead person in a chair sitting at the edge of a cliff. I'm not sure what possesses these folks to just sit in random chairs to die, but hey, I'll take their stuff. I did some more exploring, and the more I look at this shocky purple orb, the more I want to find out what is going on over here. It looks like it's surrounded by sorcerers, perhaps? Or some kind of worshippers, at least. Before I get over there, though, I decided to find out what these golden runes actually are. Holy cow, I've been hanging on to this many runes the whole time? Just like that, I have 4,000 runes, which is certainly enough for a couple more levels of vigor, right? I found a new site of grass right next to the shocky purple orb, and I went and touched it. After securing level 16 of vigor and 13 of strength, it's time to figure out what is going on with that shocky purple orb. One of the worshippers approached me, so I locked on and hit him with a storm stomp. Okay, they aren't too hard to take down. This shouldn't be terribly difficult, right? I got the second and quickly followed up with a third. The shocky purple orb still hasn't reacted. Perhaps I have to kill all of the worshippers first? I took down a fourth and then a fifth as I accidentally fell into one of the purple holes. The shocky purple orb changed and this slender boy came after me. Bro looks scary as hell and once again has a massive sword. He's not a named enemy, so he must not be insanely hard to take down, right? After taking a quick stab, I kicked things off with a storm stomp to stun him, but he quickly hit me with a flurry of blows. Damn! He charged up his sword and impaled me like a chicken kebab. Alright, that was certainly unexpected. Let's think. Things I learned about this encounter. I definitely think I need to take out the worshippers first, so I can have a one-on-one against the Slender Boy. And then it looks like I need to stay out of his attack zone when he does that purple charge with his sword. He basically one-shot me with that. The only thing I don't quite understand, though, is what causes him to come out of the shocky purple orb. Is it my proximity to him? It kind of looks like the closer I get to it, the more likely he is to come out. I'm definitely not ready to fight him yet, so I'm just gonna hide behind this rock real quick. Okay, let's try and get the rest of the worshippers without summoning the Slender Boy. I tried using my Storm Stomp, but I think it was a bit too much, because the Slender Boy came right after me, and I stood no chance at all. Not gonna lie, this fight is really confusing me, because I don't know how to take down all the worshippers without drawing the Slender Boy's attention. And then when I do finally face off with him, his wingspan is so long I feel like I'm gonna get hit no matter what. You know what? Let's try something. I'll summon the Slender Boy quickly instead of waiting so I can see what happens. Ah, yes, of course. That happens. I returned once again to the Weeping Peninsula, and I wasted no time taking down the worshippers. These guys are actually easy, but it takes a little time to take them down, and I really just want to fight the Slender Boy. I continued making quick work of the worshippers until I got the attention of the Slender Boy once more. This time, I was able to get some strikes in and avoid some of his attacks, but that purple charge put me on a kebab yet again. This guy is tough as hell. Now, let me break the fourth wall for a second, guys. This battle took me about 40 minutes to complete, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit for y'all. After 4 more painful attempts, I learned something absolutely huge. A few kind people had been commenting on my last video telling me if I used 2 of the same style blades, then I could actually do a dual wield attack that would effectively double my damage per attack. I took a step away from the Storm Stomp and put both of my curved blades in my hands and started getting some major DPS on the worshippers. Using the sprint attack in conjunction with the basic dual attack was proving to be an absolute game changer for me. Now I am convinced that that was the missing link for me to defeat the Slender Boy. After getting him all to myself, I began our 1v1 by surprising him with a quick sprint attack, followed by another. Just like that, I have him down to almost half health. I tried to do it again, but he's got the perfect counter. This purple blast that stuns me every time, he got me very weak, but I was able to drink my flasks to give me some more health. I am so close to actually doing it. I dodged his attack and put in some more strikes, but then he got me back with his purple charge, and no! He kebabbed me again! But wait, Did he just die too? I don't think I got the last strike on him. Did we just kill each other? I am beyond confused. As I came back to the battlefield, the shocky purple orb is gone? Hold on, is the game bugged or something? I didn't think I actually killed him, but now he's not even here. I didn't get any loot either. What just happened? I am genuinely shook right now. I don't know if I should be excited or confused or what right now. Well, I should at least take this time to level up my vigor to 17. I decided to do a restart because I am really wondering if I actually bugged the game. But when I came back, everything was the same. So I guess I defeated the Slender Boy. Well, hell yeah. Everything is starting to come together for me. As I continue to level up my vigor, I am learning new techniques in battle like locking on and the dual wield attack, and my confidence is rising. Now with that said, this land ahead of me looks to be like a boss battle encounter? The big tower with the blue glow at the door doesn't usually spell happiness and sunshine in games like this, I'd imagine. As I approached, I noticed several wolves hanging out in front of the tower. I pulled out my dual blades and knocked down the wolves one by one. I am assuming they are guarding the upcoming boss or something? I am definitely unsure of what is happening over here, but I'll figure it out. As I approached the tower, I noticed a glowing book nearby that reads, "Seek 3 wise beasts." Interesting. I approached the blue doorway and was met with the location name Oridi's Rise. I could not enter, and my attacks did absolutely nothing. I am royally confused. Was I not supposed to kill the wolves before? Seek 3 wise beasts. I have no idea what this means. I continued exploring the nearby grounds looking for clues. Perhaps there is something that I'm missing about this area that will help me enter the tower. Alas, I could not find anything. I think it's time to take a new path. Now that I have continued to learn new techniques and increase my HP, I kind of want to go back to Limgrave and see if I can take down the tree sentinel that embarrassed me before. I have unfinished business with that fella. We're just gonna get right after it. Let's tussle, tree sentinel. I got a few slashes in, and for the first time, I actually damaged him. But yeah, he got me pretty quickly. You know, that was sort of a recon mission though. I just wanted to get an idea for how much DPS I could output after all the improvements I've made to my character and to my playstyle. Time for round 2. I started things off with a storm stomp to see if I would stun him, but I actually don't think it did anything. Yep, it did absolutely nothing. All right, we're gonna move away from the storm stomp because clearly it doesn't help me. Back to my dual blades we go. I tried to do a jump attack off the rocks, but I wasn't in close enough range to actually do anything. But my dual blades are cutting deep. I'm actually putting out more DPS than I thought I would. This isn't looking completely impossible until I got absolutely stomped on. Holy shit, this tree sentinel is crazy. Okay, I am definitely doing more in this fight than I have ever before, but I am starting to think that I still am not quite there yet. I went over to the Church of Ella to see if I could improve my sword's attributes at all. Last time I tried this, I didn't have the necessary materials, but I feel like I've picked up some smithing materials along my way that I should be able to use. Ah, yes, I was right. I used my smithing stones to make one of my scimitars +1 and the other +2. Now that my swords are stronger, perhaps now I can take on the tree sentinel with more success. I spoke with the merchant at the fire and decided that I would purchase a crafting kit from them. I have played this game long enough that I think it's time to start learning about crafting, right? I didn't have the materials I needed to craft anything just yet, but trust me, it's on my mind now. That fire pot definitely looked interesting. I touched grass once again and set off to take down the tree sentinel once more. My recording got corrupted right here, but don't worry, you didn't miss much. As I came to the site of grass, I was greeted by Gandalf the Grey, female version. They wished to have a word with me. She greeted me as the Witch Renna. After rambling on, making sure I was who I said I was, she told me that Torrent's former master, who I am assuming is Melina, wanted me to have this: a spirit calling bell and lone wolf ashes. Interesting. She said I can use this spirit bell to call forth spirits to help me in battle. Hell yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. This sounds like it's going to be a huge help for me in the future. Thanks, Gandalf the Grey, female version. I appreciate the gift. All right, time to once again take on my arch nemesis, the Tree Sentinel. But this time, I have a secret weapon. I called forth my wolf spirits to assist me in battle. And wow, these dogs are actually awesome. They are keeping the Tree Sentinel's attention so I can try and damage him. Unfortunately, I still wasn't able to put out enough DPS to really make the dent I wanted to. I'm starting to think that even with my improved weapons and help from my wolf spirits, the Tree Sentinel is just too strong for me at this time in the lands between. Now, I do have some other unfinished business that perhaps I could attend to. Real quick though, I did find a smoldering butterfly. Now I can make the fire pot. I went back to the Church of Ella where I leveled up my vigor once more to 18. Now, about that unfinished business, I decided to head over to Stormgate to once again take on the massive boy. I am stronger, faster, and way smarter now. Surely, I can finish some business at Stormgate. I entered and immediately went to take down the archers on the left side. My plan is taking down each of them one by one so I can have the massive boy alone and a 1v1. So far, things are going mostly fine until the massive boy got a little too close and chunked my health. No matter, I kept running and deleting the archers. Now the plan changes. I summoned my wolf spirits to help keep the massive boy's attention away from me. I got dunked on to put me at like 2 health, and with a blast, I fell once more. Okay, I didn't beat the massive boy this time, but let's keep it a buck. That was great. That was easily the best attempt I've ever had here at Stormgate. I think I basically just gotta do the same thing again, but this time be a little bit more efficient, and we got this. Immediately set off to the left side once again. I got a little stamped, and holy shit, that didn't go well in the slightest. All right, just gotta shrug that one off. I actually don't think going to the left is quite the smart move. It seems to be a bit of a choke point. After taking a different route to start things off, I was making real progress. I only had a couple more archers to go, and I had the massive boy on his heels chasing after me. I felt like I was leading a horde in COD Zombies. I did almost get dunked on, but we kept it going, and I called in my spirit wolves. They were some good doggos and kept the massive boy busy while I came in for a few sneak attacks. Now, I am out of flasks, so no more HP for me. But I do have some daggers, so let's try that. They didn't do a lot of damage, but it did enough. And as I ran in once more, I finally laid waste to the massive boy. Massive boy, you are mine. You know what we have to do. I am beyond ecstatic that I've finished my business here at Stormgate. I really feel like I'm learning the mechanics of this game and truly figuring things out. It feels really, really good. Now, at the moment, however, I am actually quite frightened. I want to continue going through Stormgate to the other side, but I have like 2 health and there are more guards on the other side. My only options are to either fight the guards or run back and rest at the site of grass. The only problem is that if I rest, the massive boy will probably respawn. And while I am very proud of my new accomplishment, I don't really want to fight him again so quickly. But I did take this opportunity to level up my strength once again to 14. I'm starting to get a bit of a groove here. Now, like I mentioned, I don't really want to face off against the massive boy again so soon, so I'm just gonna run past these guards instead. Okay, no, I guess I won't be doing that. Well, there goes that idea. New plan. I'm going to head back to the Church of Ella and speak with Melina. She told me about how important the grass is that I keep touching. The grass is here to help guide me on my journey. All right, cool. She also told me about a castle storm veil and a demigod that may beckon me. That sounds like a boss battle if I've ever heard one. All right, Melina, noted. Not going to go after that just yet, but I appreciate the nudge in the right direction. As I ended my conversation, I decided what my next move will be. Now that I seem to be in the business of unfinished business, I know exactly where I am headed next. I traveled back to where I spent so much time previously and headed straight to the purple-eyed stone worms. It's time to try once more to defeat the Bloodhound Darriwil. I approached and began my battle. This guy looks intense as hell, but I'm not gonna let that scare me away this time. I got a quick strike in, but the Bloodhound followed it up with a slew of his own, bringing me to near death. I drank a few flasks and charged him with my sprint attack. And then my recording got corrupted. Let me just pause for a second to be candid. I went on to fight this guy for about 30 minutes before realizing my recording was broken, and in that time, I died many times. At this point, I've unfortunately lost track of when my deaths occurred, so when it's all said and done, I will just tell you how many times I died in total. Okay, I've developed a plan of attack now that has me kicking off the fight with my sprint attack to get some early DPS. I've learned in my previous off-screen attempts that I can stun him with my spinning slash, and then I can chunk him with my dual-wield attack. The only problem is I can't seem to figure out when I can actually stun him. After getting the Bloodhound to a third health, he got me with his quick strike, and I have once again fallen. On my next attempt, things didn't go any better. In fact, they went much worse. We go again. This time I chose not to try my sprint strike and settled for my dual-wield attack instead, but unfortunately, I took the brunt of his attacks again. His wingspan is absolutely massive. Aha! I stunned him with my spinning slash. It looks like I can do it when he runs and jumps at me. Okay, I had no problem dying here because I felt like I learned something very important to the battle. I kicked off my next attempts with a slew of dual-wield attacks to take a good chunk of his health right off the rip. I gotta say, it's hard as hell to stay out of this guy's attack radius. He's insanely fast. Now we are in a face-off, each of us waiting to strike the other. I tried my spinning slash to stun him, but it looks like he isn't doing the correct attack for me to stun him on. Even still, I am hitting him pretty good, not as good as he's hitting me. I started things off yet again with a couple successful dual-wield attacks, but then I started to completely mess up my dodges and I got ripped by the Bloodhound. I brought him almost down to half health, so I do still have a chance. Once again, I failed to stun him and now I have no more flasks. But as he dove after me, I did it! I landed the spinning slash and I stunned him. But unfortunately, I didn't have enough HP and he killed me once more. I am feeling better though. I know for a fact if I simply hit my stun, I can take him down. That's my focus moving forward, hitting my spinning slash and stunning him. I got a little too focused on that though because my next attempt ended very quickly. For the sake of time, allow me to skip ahead a bit. I continued to hit my head against this brick wall for yet another half an hour, until, after my 89th death in the lands between, I approached the Bloodhound Darriwil once more. I chose this time not to attack him off spawn, so as to create separation between us. I waited for him to dive after me, and I timed up my spinning slash and landed the stun. I struck him with several dual-wield attacks to bring him down to 2/3 health. I used my last 2 flasks of Crimson Tears as I continued to create separation. The Bloodhound dove after me once again, and this time I absolutely chunked him with my dual-wield attacks. With no more flasks at my disposal, another slew of attacks from the Bloodhound will surely end me. I created separation once more and waited for him to dive. I did it! I landed the spinning slash and finished him off. You know what we have to do. Bloodhound Darriwil, you are mine. And your Bloodhound Fang. Oh my god. I cannot begin to express how happy I am right now. I spent nearly an hour and a half in my battle with the Bloodhound, and to finally see it come to an end, is pure happiness. This feels like my first real boss encounter in Elden Ring, and even though it took me absolutely forever to come out on top, feels so good. I have to say that after putting 6.5 hours into Elden Ring, I have absolutely fallen in love with the challenging world of the Lands Between. It is so mysterious, yet interesting. I feel like around every corner is a new possibility of a challenge or secret to uncover. Also, not to toot my own horn, but I do really feel like I'm starting to pick up on the various mechanics in the game that will help me greatly as I progress further. I have chosen to keep my understanding of Elden Ring as limited as possible because I really want to experience this all from a fresh perspective, and that has been so much fun. What's crazy though, after all of this, is I don't even think I have begun to scratch the surface of the story and the bosses. And that thought, to me, is crazy. All in all, my experience so far in the Lands Between has been a welcomed challenge and one that I am very excited to continue. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you are watching this far, I am incredibly grateful. If you enjoyed, I ask you to please subscribe. Here on the channel, I plan on doing videos just like this with so many incredible games, and I hope you stick around and enjoy what I have to offer. Finally, please, I ask you to check out this video on screen now. If you liked this video, I know for a fact you're gonna like that one too. I will see you guys in the next one.